Man, I was just I'm gonna say where I was. It's kind of crude. I was just let's just say I was reading while sitting, but I was in the bath. I just said I was gonna say it. Anyways, man, I was reading and I just googled out of the blue because I was thinking about some comment I made earlier about I was trying to explain to people why Minneapolis Police Department isn't stepping in to quote unquote protect protesters from ICE. And I tried to tell them, man, like somebody left a comment saying like I've heard some Minneapolis Police Department or Trump supporters like man, Minneapolis PD is one of the worst in the nation in terms of like racism. And I googled is it Minneapolis Police Department racist on my phone, and the first answer on AI overview was yes. Man, I was so taken aback. I was like, what the fuck? But I'll leave a screenshot of that as the thumbnail for this to prove I'm not lying, but it doesn't show it on desktop. But it says yes. And then it gives all this information. But just to remind people, for context, why they're not stepping in to protect people protesting for immigrants, they don't give a shit. Like, and I've come on here for further context. I'm not a cop hater. I literally made a video like 3 days ago of praising that sheriff in Philadelphia, Rochelle Bilal, and I explained my views on policing in general. And all I can speak on is my my lived experience. National cops have treated me with respect. I've given them the same, and they're pretty, they're not like heavy-handed or anything. MPD is like all police departments are not built the same, and which is why I don't hate cops. Which that'd be crazy because that you'd be viewing them as a monolith, and they all do not think the same. They think they believe in authority. They're authoritarians. They believe in discipline and people staying in line. Let me just say that's how cops think. Just like military, they take orders, but they're not all. They don't have the same personality. They don't view politics the same. And but man, MPD is bad. But just remind people, there was a 2022 study that came out of the DOJ, the Civil Rights Division, that looked at this after George Floyd. But here's what the findings. These were the findings. Both the U.S. Department of Justice and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights have conducted extensive investigations and concluded that the Minneapolis Police Department engages in a pattern of practice. Sorry, I can't read. Pattern or practice of conduct that includes unlawful racial discrimination. I'm just in shock right now that like my phone is like, yes, they're racist. Like the AI is like never that cut and dry. And I'm asking, is it racist? Like AI is treating them as a monolith. It's like, yeah, every officer is racist. Like what the fuck? Damn. Key findings from other investigations. Racial discrimination. The investigations found that MPD officers unlawfully discriminate against Black and Native American people. Data showed that I guess I understand it. This country was built on genocide and slavery. Of course they hate Native American people too. I'm talking about racists. Data showed that Black and Native American individuals were stopped, searched, and had force used against them at significantly higher rates than white individuals engaging in similar behavior. Excessive force. The DOJ report found that MPD uses excessive force, including unjustified deadly force and unreasonable use of tasers. It concluded that the department's systematic problems made what happened to George Floyd possible. See, like, the fun is over. Like, I can't, like, this stuff just brings it all back. I understand why people hate police. Like, I don't live in Minnesota, but if I did, I'd probably hate police, if I'm being real. It's a matter of your lived experience. I try to look at everything on an individual basis, but man, it makes me sad because it hurts public trust. Racist language and behavior. Investigators reviewed body camera footage and conducted interviews, uncovering numerous instances of officers using racist, misogynistic, and disrespectful language when interacting with community members and even their own colleagues. Wow, man, like they don't even like, bro. I always thought like cops, even like if you're Black or whatever, Hispanic, they view you as, one of them. It's a brotherhood and all that bullshit. Man, they're even racist against their own. That's crazy to me. It's like, what is that? Wow, man. Lack of accountability. It just makes me sad. I'm going to keep saying the same thing over and over. That's how I get when I'm like just caught in a loop like this. But man, I tried to block this out. I forgot about this little 2022 report. And just any Minnesota people watching or anybody like outside of Minnesota wondering why MPD doesn't step in. This is why. And it's only been 3 years since this came out, and there's been hardly any reforms. Jacob Frey doesn't give a shit. I have no respect for that piece of trash. I wanted Fate. I donated to him. And but man, and Tim Walsh, I lost respect for him. He fucking endorsed Frey. And I think he endorsed Fate or like rescinded it. It was insane. There and now Frey and Waltz are under federal criminal investigation. I had no sympathy for him. Lack of accountability. The investigations, like, you fuck that man over just because he's a Muslim. Like, fuck off. Like, the racism in Minnesota is insane. And you're one of the bluest states. But the power structures are incredibly racist. Lack of accountability. The investigations revealed systemic failures in the MPD's accountability systems. Complaints were often mishandled. Let me tell you about something of my experience with police and reporting something after this. Mishandled internal investigations were slow and ineffective, and officers with a history of misconduct were sometimes assigned to train new recruits. We learned it by watching you. Violation of rights. The MPD was also found to violate the rights of people engaged in protected speech, protesting journalists, and discriminate against individuals with behavioral health disabilities. Now you understand why they don't do anything? They're not your fucking friend. And not all police departments are like that. But most of them are. But when I went to Nashville Police one time after I got my car struck by an illegal immigrant, and I knew he was illegal because after he hit me, he pulled off. I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to get the cops involved. I have to call the police. He's like, oh no, police, no. Then he got in his car, drove away, and I went to the police with my dad. And we filed the police report. I was like, yeah, some guy hit me, drove. I had his license plate. The guy was sitting there for a while. I took a picture of his license plate and his car and the damage. Went to the police department and filed the report. I went back like a month later. They said we never even looked into it. So yeah, cops do not solve crimes. They don't solve robberies. All they do is protect people and property and people. I'll get this right if I keep trying. It's a lot of P's. They protect power and property, not people. Anyways, there you go. Even my own police department, which I like, they didn't even fucking look to see who fucking hit my car. Like, give me the goddamn license plate number. See, that's just the way police are. They're lazy, and a lot of them are racist. Just gonna say it.